This isn't supposed to be like this. So we're gonna fix it. This happens on the Ducati models, especially on the Panigales, around 20,000 miles. The shift lever spring breaks. So I was at Moto Club one day and I was leaving and realized my shift lever is loose and I'm stuck between first and second gear. So I pulled over at the gas station to check what's going on and I realized it was probably my shift lever spring. I looked all over the internet, I looked on YouTube, ways to fix it, why it's happening, and I really didn't find anything. So we're gonna try to fix it today, together, hopefully. So it's actually the shift return spring, my bad, but I looked on Ducati, their OEM parts, and their shift spring, or shift return spring, is about $8 for the OEM part, but that will come with the same problem of Ducati's very hard on shifting. It's very, what's the word? It's very sudden or rough. So I looked at Factory Pro, and they have a Pro Shift kit for about $200. It's a little more expensive, but they say they can fix that problem and make the shifting way smoother. So I'm gonna try this, and shout out to Bellissimoto. I'm not sponsored, but great products. So let's try this and see how it does. Full transparency, I'm not sponsored. Factory Pro is not paying me or anything. I paid the full $200. They don't know I'm making this how-to video. But I want to show you guys how to do this. It's just a spring and this little thing here. Seems like a lot for 200 bucks, but we'll see. So this comes with stickers and this lever or some sort of ceramic bearing. I'm really not sure. And the notorious spring. So let's see how to take this off and get this in there. So we're going to start by removing this lower fairing. There's 4 bolts up here. I think 1 in the front and 2 on the bottom. And I'm also filming for verticals for my Instagram reels. If you don't follow me on Instagram, go check me out. Oh, and we almost forgot this guy here. So one more. Strong guy. So there actually was a screw in the front that you have to take off. It's a little higher, so it can get confusing, but we got it off. And now we have access to this right here. So I'm never done this before, but I'm guessing we have to take these bolts out because this looks like it's the problem. So I'm gonna start by getting rid of the zip tie and moving my battery tender out of the way. So the spacing here is pretty tight. So first thing we're gonna do is remove the shifter here. We're gonna grab an Allen key because it's very tight on space. And right, left. Okay. So now to take this off, because it's blocked by the master cylinder or the banjo bolt, I have to take this part off. So I need to take the bolt off. I may have had to persuade my master cylinder a little bit. If you don't want to do that, that's okay. You just have to take off the master cylinder and then bleed the clutch. But I don't want to do that, so I have other ways. Oh. Because of course they put the bolt right behind that master cylinder banjo bolts, like metal stem thing. It's actually the slave cylinder, my bad. Whatever it is, it's in the way. Ducati, why? They do not make any of this easy. So you get your 5mm Allen key, and it's kind of at an angle, so you just whack it a little bit. And then you turn it. Looks like it definitely had a little bit of Loctite in there. Because, yep. If you can see that. Okay, so now that we got that out, we can hopefully get this out. So definitely keep this bolt in until you get that shift rod out first, so it doesn't turn on itself and get stuck. But it's off. So it looks like we have 3 access bolts here. Logic tells us there's probably 2 more down here. So we're going to take this plastic cover off first, and then we'll get to this part here. And this is a 3mm Allen key. The universe definitely wants me to pull this slave cylinder, but I will not do it. I will figure out another way. So my handy dandy camera person just took this flathead screwdriver, put it under here, and popped this out. And now it comes off. No idea how we're going to get it back in though. We'll figure that out later. So we have those 3 bolts, and then one back here, which of course is right behind the chain, and one back here, which of course is behind this, the rear sets. But we'll figure it out. So you take your 8mm and probably a little baby drive, and it should work. So first one we're gonna go for is this one behind the chain, because I think this one is the one that's gonna give us the most problems. Hopefully that bolt doesn't fall into who knows where. And there, here it is. Next one is back here. I think I loosened it. So maybe I can just twist it. Yeah. So these last few should be pretty easy because you can see them. So just get these off. So we got all of them off. Now we should be able to just pull this off, maybe with a few hammer taps. This looks like some sort of oil seal, so we'll have to inspect that, but we'll see once we take this off. So I took the pry bar and pushed this out. I hammered it in so it can push out that cover. So now that the cover's off, I can first take it off fully. And we have another problem. So now it's being blocked again by this thing. And this bike really wants me to take that off, but I will not take it off. So, maybe not. It's almost there. Now this shifter is in the way. I'll get it. Okay, well, I have given up. I guess we gotta remove the slave cylinder because this is just not coming out, no matter how you do it. Unless you got a way, then let me know. But for now, we're gonna remove the cylinder and do the rest of the job. Remove this, you gotta take these 2 bolts out, 3 bolts out, one down here, and then it should come off. So you take a 5mm Allen key to take these out, and then life should be much easier. There we go. Nice and dirty. Okay, so now we can pull this off. There we go. So it still gets stuck a bit on the lever and this thing back here, even though it moves. So I pushed this, or this was pushed back, and I pushed it back in so it doesn't take up so much space, and then you can just take it out. I've never done this before. I don't really know what I'm looking at, so let's figure it out and make this thing make sense. But here, I can see that where it snapped. So let's fix it. So we actually got really lucky because if you see this, there's a giant slot right here, and when the spring breaks, oh, well, it's stuck in there, but you can see the other part of the spring is in here, and if you keep running, or if you keep the bike running while it's broken, there's a chance that it goes into this slot, goes into your engine. If that happens, take your oil pan off. Check if it's in there. If it's not, go on Facebook Marketplace. I'm kidding, but seriously. So you can't really tell sizes. It's a bit hard to tell before you open everything up. But this little lever right here is this right there, and the spring is for this. It's right behind it. But the spring that is broken is, as you can see, a lot bigger than this one. So I'm going to need to order that because I don't have it. But I'll try to do that quickly so we can still have this video out by Monday. So it's been about a week, but I received the shift lever centering spring, and here's the part number. It was hard to tell on the website which one I needed, so I'm glad I got both, so now I can review them both, and we'll see how it does. But before we get into that, I want to give a huge thank you to today's video sponsor, ONWEX. If you're tired of disposable gloves piling up after every job, check out ONWEX Shield Gel. It's made with skin-safe ingredients and creates a protective barrier on your hands in seconds. Unlike single-use latex gloves that end up in the trash after one use, ONWEX Shield Gel helps reduce waste while keeping your hands protected. Less waste, clean hands, and no bulky gloves. That's why I've been using ONWEX Shield Gel when gloves are not required for safety reasons. So if you're interested in trying ONWEX, click the link in the description, give them a follow on Instagram. Thank you so much, ONWEX, for sponsoring this video. Now, let's get back to work. So once you pull this out, there's a little retaining clip here. So you need a set of snap ring pliers to take this out. So once you have the retaining clip off, you can remove this, and then you can remove the spring, and then you replace the spring. So you put the spring on, and there's this little leg that comes down. You are going to have to hold this and bring this leg over and snap it in here. It's going to be a little difficult, so I might need some help. But I'll show you once I get it done. It's painful. So I've been trying this for a little while. I can't find any pliers, but I found a wrench, a little 8mm wrench. You put it in here, and you pull it over. Ooh. So far it's the easiest way I've found, so let's see if it works. It's very hard to hold everything at once. If you have an easier way to do this, let me know in the comments. So this is how it's supposed to look. I finally got it on. It took 2 people about 5-10 minutes. It's very difficult to get on here. So if you have any tricks, let me know. So now we can put this back on and figure the other spring and leg out. I'm not sure what this thing is called, but next we're going to remove this one. And it takes a 5mm Allen key. So I got this out. I kept it the same way it came. And then there's the spring that sits on this little lever right there. So I'm going to pop this out too and keep it the same direction so I know how it goes. So this is how it came out. And I think that's it. Yep. So now we can replace the spring and this little lever and put it back on the same way it came off. So we're going to put this back together. There's the nut, this ceramic leg, a washer, and this spring that goes on like this. And this goes right up here. It is a 5mm Allen key. So the spring is hooked right in here. This was not very easy to fit in place, but I got it. And I put this here back together just so I can make sure it can go through the gears. And make sure you put some pressure on here because it has the plate that holds everything together. So it works. I'm gonna cover it back up, put the, I forget what it's called, back on there, and just close it up. Just apply a thin coat of Honda Bond and then you can put it on. Okay, so we're all done. Everything's put back together. Make sure you mark everything once it's torqued down. I'm gonna leave my sprocket cover off for now just because I have a few things I want to do in here, but you can just put it back on. When you're done with everything, turn your dash on, run it through the gears, make sure everything works just as it's supposed to. And yeah, thank you for watching. Don't forget to check out my Patreon, my Instagram, my store that is linked in my Instagram and maybe on here. And if you want a real world review, I have a track day in the morning, so let me know in the comments if you want to know how this worked out, if it actually helped, if I don't get stuck in neutral anymore, just let me know and I'll make a video on it. But thank you for watching. До свидания!